how is Fortnite OG connected to Chapter 7? Over the last few months, the connection between the main Battle Royale mode and the OG mode have been undeniable. But now that we're in Chapter 7 Season 1 and entering Chapter 1 Season 7, the connection seems to be deeper than ever before. What's Fortnite trying to tell us by connecting these two modes together, and why is it that OG was the one that was delayed compared to things like Reload and Blitz? The first thing I want to point out is that I think Epic is trying to tell us how important the OG mode is from a narrative standpoint. It's our ticket to Fortnite's past, not just re-experiencing an old version of Fortnite in the real world, but also in-universe to the game's story. And it's also the key to answering a question a lot of you guys asked me last time. Why didn't OG release with the return of the bus driver? If the bus driver is the same across all modes and he has the ability to traverse reality, why is it the case that he can't go to OG? Well, to simply put it, it's because OG isn't just in a different reality, it's in a completely different time. See, although Blitz and Reload might occupy different realities, they're happening all at the same time as Fortnite Chapter 7. But see, when it comes to OG, you actually have to travel through time to get to it. Even in older Fortnite seasons like Season OG, that was the case. Which also ties into why the Dark Voyager needed to leave Chapter 7 to go back to OG. Simply put, it's the timeline. But why now? Why after 6 seasons did he finally decide to come to the Fortnite OG island in the 7th? Then I realized something even more important. Fortnite Chapter 1 Season 7 is one of the biggest turning points in the story. We're talking about a time period when the Ice King showed up to the Fortnite island covering everything in snow. This led up to the Devourer being freed and becoming a threat for the next season. This is when Lynx first appeared on the Fortnite island. And the crazy part about that is we know that Lynx is now working directly not only with the Last Reality, but the Dark Voyager. And that can't be a coincidence. My point here is that certain things in the Fortnite storyline need to take place in order to move the plot forward in a certain way, even if those details are slightly different than they were before, almost like they're different iterations of the same event. Why do this? Why would the Last Reality go through all of this trouble? What is the point to all of this? The answer has been in front of our faces for years. Fortnite's storyline is one big, continuous time loop. This is why the Visitor keeps coming back, why the Cubes keep making an appearance, and more importantly, why I think we're going to see one of the old members of the Seven actually come back, that being Amy. Because if you remember in the original OG storyline, the AIM robot showed up at the end of Chapter 1 Season 6, going into Season 7, looking for something. And remember, when we last saw Amy, she put her consciousness on the inside of an AIM robot with the hopes of finding the scientist in the Last Reality, pointing back to all of Fortnite being one big continuous time loop, or maybe a big simulation. I know all of this sounds insane and there are a lot of plot points that need to be fleshed out, but if you believe that there's a chance this theory could be true, bookmark this video and share it with everyone you know, because I guarantee you, your friends are probably wondering